Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to talk about how to plot the course and how to integrate your game when it's time to go out and play a tournament or play around the golf, and the things that you should consider when you're getting ready to go play. So as always, this webinar is brought to you by Medicus Golf, and we're here at beautiful Tiffany Greens Golf Club in Kansas City, Missouri. That's our home base for all of our teaching and our junior programs. We're right now downstairs in our performance training center where we use all the latest in technology with 3D Doppler radar for ball flight, 3D motion analysis, K-Vest. We also use pressure mapping using a body track. Shows how your pressure is moving side to side, front to toe, or toe to heel, I should say. So anyway, we're going to talk again today about how to get ready to play golf. So there's been a number of studies done. In fact, we did one, Dave Wedzik and Eric Barzeski, and it's actually up on their Sand Trap golf site, which is a golf forum. And it's all about where you should be aiming when you're a certain yardage from the hole. Now, the better the player and the shorter the range, the more they can aim at the flag. The higher the handicap player, the less they aim at the flag. So if you are in the 15 and above handicap, if you are at 150 yards out, you should be aiming at the middle of the green no matter where the pin is. If you can get it on that green, in the middle, now you have two putts to still go ahead and make your par. If you're firing at pins, and let's say you're someone that curves the ball to the right, and you have a right-hand pin, you would start the ball in the middle and let it curve towards that pin. You would never start it at the pin, because then it would curve past it and you'd short side yourself. To give an example, we just had a junior, and their last tournament, he comes up and he says, I need to work on my putting more. I said, well, let me see your stats. So in those stats, he hit 5 fairways and 7 greens. I said, you don't need to work on your putting. What you need to do is work on A, your driving, B, your approach shots. So the strategy is hit it to the middle of the green. If you're a 15 handicapper and you have 80 yards in, you're still hitting it at the middle of the green. That number from about 50 yards all the way up to 150 should always go toward the center of the green. Don't fire at those corner pins. Don't line up and fire to them, you know, trying to hit a straight shot in there. You got to remember, you have a tendency. Wherever that tendency is, whether it curves to the right or whether it curves to the left, that's kind of your golf DNA, so to speak. So you need to be able to focus on that shot. So, you know, if you're someone that curves the ball to the left, you would never fire at a left pin. You'd always start it, again, in the middle, let the curvature take it over there. So to give you an example, we talk a lot about what's called a shot cone. And a shot cone is merely an angle, and I'll try to get this away from my body. There we go. It's merely an angle that your shot's going to travel within. Okay? So you don't want a super wide cone because that creates a large dispersion. So you want to tighten it down a little bit. So if you had a line drawn from the edge of the green, let's say, to the pin, your shot dispersion cone may look more like this. Okay? So green, or middle of the pin, and the right side of the green. Now we can go pin, left side of the green. So again, it's still dispersions. You want your ball to go along that particular cone, no matter which one it is, whether you're fading it or you're drawing it. The next thing you want to do is you want to keep track of all your shots on the golf course. So if you find that from 150 yards out, hitting to a level green to a right-hand pin, that you always miss the shot short and right, again, this is not rocket science. Take a bigger club and aim farther to the left. Keep track of your stats. You'll find out what your tendencies are. If your tendency when you miss a green is within 10 feet of the green, and let's say, again, it's to the right, then before you play or before you go in a tournament, you want to set a lot of golf balls around the green, 10 feet off the green, hit your little chip or pitch shots, then take your putter and see if you can finish it out in 2 strokes. One stroke from that 10 feet to get it up on the green, one putt to get it in the hole. Give yourself that exercise over and over and over. And what you'll do is you'll find out that by practicing that, you'll be able to get it up and down more times than you were previously. All right, the next thing, if you have a tendency to hit the ball a little heavy at times or not solid contact, you got to remember the first 3 keys on the 5 simple keys are designed for solid contact. So that's having the head steady, pressure forward, and an inline club shaft. Okay, flat left wrist. If you're having directional problems, that's the 2 keys, keys 4 and 5, which is sweet spot path control and then club face control. Those 2 are going to give the shot direction and curvature. The first 3 are going to give you the solidness of the strike. So again, that's what you're trying to do. Look in those areas. If you're not hitting it solid every time, it's going to be one of those first 3 keys. Okay, the steady head, the weight or pressure forward, and the flat left wrist. If you're hitting it solid but the ball is going everywhere, then that will tell you it's going to be either key 4 or key 5. So it's either going to be the sweet spot path, the diagonal sweet spot path, right? Or it's going to be how you're controlling that club face. So again, when you get ready to play, there's much more to it than just going out and loosening up. All right, loosening up is going to basically tell you what your shot pattern is going to be for that day and how solid you're going to get it. You're not going to change those things prior to going out on the golf course, so play what you have. Sam Snead said, you dance with the girl that you brought. Okay, so if you're hitting big old push cuts, you're not going to fix that before you go on the golf course, so just play for those push cuts. We also talk a lot about the plane and how the club moves on this sweet spot plane. You can do all this practicing at home, and the best thing to do is, like I said, is to stand in front of a mirror and do this. It's hard for players to realize, however, no matter what plane you're swinging down on, it's hard for players to realize exactly how far to the left this club travels after impact. It feels so far left that you think you're going to hit it left, but you won't unless you rotate the face too much. That's just how the plane works. The plane is not an angle that starts like this. Okay, let me move these up a little bit. Move this one back. There we go. So here's your plane. You can see they're pretty square here. So this would be how the club would travel, backing up basically. So you can see when it exits, it goes this way. It goes pretty far left. It does not go impact outward, that direction. So it's back, up, in, down, out, forward, and in again. So this inward piece is controlled by your torso turning. It's not controlled by rolling or throwing the hands over. So all these things that you do for your practice, it's not good enough just to go out and hit golf balls. You have to stay focused in practice. Go out and play the shots that you're going to play on the golf course. So if you're getting ready to play golf, then you have to focus on the direction of the shot. If you're just out practicing golf, right, then you're focused on the mechanical aspects of it. Okay? But when it's time to play, you can't think about the mechanics. You just have to go out and you have to go ahead and try to control your golf ball, hit it to specific areas, hit it to specific targets. There's 2 types of this practice as well. When you're working on a swing change, you keep doing the same thing over and over, hitting it at the same target. That's called block practice. We're trying to build a foundation. Once you feel like you have that, whatever move it is you're working on, once you feel you have that move down, the next thing is you start practicing with what's called random practice. So you might take the same club, hit it to different greens. It doesn't matter if it's the right club or not. It might be longer than that shot, that yardage, or it could be shorter than that yardage. The key is hit the shot and then see if it's landing within the edges of that green. If it is, then you've hit a good shot. And if it's not, don't try to hit another shot to that green. Go to the next green. Because random practice is like playing on the golf course. Block practice is working on mechanics or whatever it is that you're working on. So now you take your game, whatever your game is, take it to the golf course. If you're someone that has issues drawing the golf ball, but yet this shot calls for a draw that you're trying to hit, don't try to hit that shot, okay, until you've practiced it enough times that you can pull it off, okay? And we kind of told you how to draw the ball with the face and the path relationships, how to fade it with the face and path relationships. But always play to your strength. Don't play a shot that you haven't tried before, okay? So again, at the end of the day, all you're trying to do is take what you got, eliminate the bad shots, bring your misses in closer, and you'll find that you're going to score much better. So again, look at what your tendencies are, play to your tendency. Again, if it's a shot that's going too far out to the right, okay, for your normal shot, you just need to aim a little bit further left until you can go through enough block practice to change that ball flight. Again, it's not going to change much on the golf course until you reach an elite level. So remember, this is geared for all players, especially if you're a 15 handicap or above. You have 50 yards up to 150 into the flag. Do not shoot at the flag. Shoot at the center of the green. Get your one putt or two putts. Go home. You'll finish that hole. You'll make no worse than bogey if you got on the green in 3, right? And you can 2-putt. And if you got on the green in 2 and you 2-putt, you've got your 4. If you get up there and you make a 1-putt, you're at birdie range. So fire to the middle. Don't fire at pins. All right. I hope you all learned a little something. Take this, think about this for your golf game, and we'll see you the next time.